Saronic runs Marauder robot warship through nonstop sea trials. An autonomous warship that didn't exist a year ago is now running sea trials around the clock, 7 days a week, and the company behind it says that grueling schedule is deliberate proof the vessel can survive conditions no engineer would choose. Saronic Technologies said its Marauder medium unmanned surface vessel has entered full on-water testing, with the company confirming the platform moved from initial design to on-water trials in under 12 months. The Austin, Texas-based company said it is now running the vessel on the water more than 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, deliberately proving out the aircraft's autonomy at range and in conditions that don't cooperate, a testing philosophy Saronic said mirrors the same standard it has held for every vessel it has previously fielded. Marauder is a 180-foot 54.9 m autonomous surface vessel built for long-range naval and commercial missions, capable of operating fully on its own or under remote human supervision, with a top speed exceeding 25 knots 46.3 km/h and a range reaching up to 5,400 nautical miles 10,001 kilometers. The ship can carry as much as 150 metric tons 165 U.S. tons of payload, configurable into standard shipping containers, either 4 40-foot units or 8 20-foot units, or other modular arrangements, giving the Navy and commercial customers flexibility to reconfigure the same hull for different missions ranging from intelligence gathering and communications relay to logistics runs, decoy operations, and seabed monitoring. Saronic described the intensity of the current testing schedule as a deliberate choice rather than a rushed shortcut. The team took Marauder from initial design to on-water trials in under 12 months. Now we're running it on the water 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, proving out the autonomy at range and in conditions that don't cooperate. We're pushing the system hard. It's the same bar we've held on every vessel we've fielded, and we're holding it here. We're putting in the work that matters, and we're glad to be doing it, Saronic said. That aggressive testing pace matters because autonomous vessels face a genuinely harder validation problem than most other unmanned systems. A drone that malfunctions can often be recovered or simply crashes with limited consequence, but a 180-foot autonomous ship operating far from shore, potentially for weeks at a time, has to reliably navigate shipping lanes, avoid collisions, hold course through rough seas, and keep its onboard systems functioning without a crew aboard to intervene if something goes wrong. All while the software making those decisions has to prove itself trustworthy enough that the Navy would eventually trust it. With expensive cargo or sensitive missions, the U.S. Department of the Navy selected Saronic as one of 7 companies advancing to the ATSIA testing phase of the Medium Unmanned Surface Vessel Marketplace, a program specifically designed to rapidly field unmanned maritime technology by leveraging mature, commercial-ready solutions rather than starting weapons development from scratch through the Navy's traditional, slower acquisition process. That selection built on Saronic's existing Navy contract for a separate autonomous surface vessel called Corsair, giving the company an established relationship with naval customers before Marauder ever entered the water. Saronic co-founder and CEO Dino Mavrokas has previously described the pace behind Marauder's development in terms that place it among the fastest American shipbuilding efforts in generations, noting that designing, building, and launching an entirely new class of ship in under a year represents a feat the American shipbuilding industry hasn't matched since World War II, according to Naval News. That comparison carries real weight given how badly the U.S. Navy's traditional shipbuilding programs have struggled with delays in recent years, from the Gerald R. Ford class aircraft carrier program running years behind schedule and billions over budget, to Virginia-class submarine deliveries consistently falling short of contracted production rates. Problems that have drawn sustained congressional criticism and Pentagon concern over the health of America's shipbuilding industrial base. Saronic's approach centers on keeping design, manufacturing, and autonomy software development fully integrated under one roof at its Franklin, Louisiana shipyard, rather than splitting those functions across separate organizations working on disconnected timelines, an approach the company credits with tighter iteration cycles and faster decision-making throughout Marauder's development. 3 additional Marauder hulls are already under construction at that same shipyard, with the second hull reportedly progressing roughly 25% further along in production than the first hull had reached at the equivalent stage, according to the defense blog, evidence the company is genuinely learning and speeding up production with each successive vessel rather than treating the first ship as a one-off prototype. Saronic has said it expects expanded shipyard capacity completed by the end of 2026 to support production of up to 20 Marauders annually, a rate that would move the platform decisively from experimental prototype into genuine program of record territory if the Navy ultimately commits to buying at scale.